Do you know what is interesting? A few months ago, one of my friends was planning a Europe trip. Unlike every Indian family planning an international vacation, the real stress wasn't the flights, it wasn't the hotels, it was the visa, documents, biometrics, appointments, verification, long queues, and while helping him with the process, I noticed something strange. No matter which country he applied, whether it was to Spain, Italy, or Germany, the same company kept appearing again and again in the background. That moment made me curious because sometimes the biggest business are the ones that nobody notices. And when I started digging deeper into the numbers, I realized this boring back-end company had quietly increased its profits almost 5 times in just 4 years. With barely any serious competition, this is the story of BLS International Services, the silent infrastructure layer behind. You see, most investors love exciting stories: electrical vehicles, AI, defense, space, and tech. But the stock market often rewards something very different: simple businesses, predictable cash flows, strong moats, and systems the world quietly depends on every single day. That's why companies like Visa, MasterCard, IRCTC, or even CAMS became huge wealth creators. They sit in the middle of an ecosystem. Every transaction passes through them, and BLS operates similarly in the Visa ecosystem. The more people travel, the more governments outsource, the more applications that move through BLS, the more money they make. Most people using the service don't even realize the company exists. So I started reading annual reports. At first glance, the business looked incredibly boring. No factories, no flashy products, no celebrity branding. But then the numbers started telling a different story. Imagine this: governments across the world receive millions of visa applications every year. Now think about the operational nightmare: document verification, biometrics, appointments, customer support, data handling. Governments don't want to manage all this manually anymore. So they outsource the entire backend process to specialized companies. And that's where BLS enters. BLS basically becomes the operating system for visa processing. They run visa centers, collect biometrics, verify documents, handle appointments. The embassy makes the final decision, but BLS handles almost everything before that. And the more I understand this model, the more I realize this is not just a visa company, it's a trust business. And trust based business are very hard to replace. So the question comes, why this business model is so powerful? Here's what really impressed me. The business has characteristics that some of the best compounders in the world have. First, it is asset light. BLS doesn't need giant factories. Once they set up systems and centers, scalping becomes easy, which means growth doesn't require massive capital expenditure. And that's why high quality compounders often look deceptively simple. Second, operating leverage. Let's say BLS already has a visa center running. Now, if application increase by 20 to 30%, their costs don't increase proportionately. The infrastructure already exists. So revenue grows faster than costs and profits start exploding. That's exactly what we've seen in the last few years. Thirdly, sticky contracts. This is probably the biggest moat. Governments don't casually hand sensitive citizen and visa data to random companies. Trust takes years to build. Once a company wins a contract and executes well, renewals become easier. That creates long term relationships, and barriers to entry become massive. Now, let's talk about numbers because stories are great, but eventually, numbers reveal the truth. And honestly, this is where the business became impossible for me to ignore. A few years ago, BLS was much smaller, but post pandemic, global travel recovery changed everything. Travel came back, visa demand exploded, embassies were overwhelmed, and companies like BLS benefited massively. Now, look at this progression. Revenue started compounding rapidly, profits accelerated even faster. Profits are now around 682 crores. That's extraordinary for a business many retail investors still barely discuss. And what I personally like the most is the quality of these profits. ROCE consistently above 30%. That is elite territory. It means the business generates huge returns without needing huge capital. Debt very manageable, zero point 0.1 to 0.19, almost a cash generating machine. Margins are healthy and improving due to scale benefits. This combination is rare. High growth, high ROCE, low debt, global expansion. That's usually where long term wealth creation stories emerge. Now, obviously, saying zero competition is dramatic. There are competitors, but meaningful competition very limited because this industry has extremely high entry barriers. Think about it. If tomorrow you wanted to start a visa outsourcing company, how would you convince governments to trust you with biometric data and national security processes? You can't simply build an app and disrupt this industry overnight. This isn't food delivery. This is a solid infrastructure. And once you understand that, you realize why incumbents become powerful. In many countries, only a few serious players dominate this space globally, which means BLS operates in a niche with limited credible competition. And monopolies are often incredibly profitable. But here's where the story gets more interesting. BLS isn't stopping at visas. They're slowly expanding into adjacent citizen services, passport services, consular services, government outsourcing. Basically, becoming a broader public service infrastructure company. And if global travel continues growing over the next decade, the industry itself much larger, especially with rising middle class travel, international tourism, migration, business mobility. The tailwinds are structural, not temporary.
Now, whenever a business looks too good, I always ask, what can go wrong? And there are definitely risks here. Government dependency, contracts matter enormously. Losing a major contract can hurt growth temporarily. Geopolitical risks, wars, travel bans, pandemics. Anything that reduces international travel affects visa applications. We already saw that during COVID, execution risk. When you handle sensitive data globally, operational mistakes can damage trust quickly. So this is not a risk-free business, but personally, I think the long-term structural trend still favors companies like BLS. You know what fascinates me most about the stock market? Sometimes extraordinary business hide behind ordinary experiences. People think wealth creation only comes from futuristic innovation, but often it comes from quietly owning the infrastructure behind everyday systems. Every airport, every visa, every payment, every transaction, there's usually an invisible company making money in the background. And BLS feels like one of those businesses, but deeply embedded into a growing global system. Maybe it becomes a huge multibagger, maybe it doesn't, but it definitely the kind of company that deserves serious attention. So that's the story of BLS International. I'm curious, do you think this is a genuine long-term compounder or just a temporary post-COVID beneficiary? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy deep dives into underrated businesses hidden in plain sight, subscribe to the channel. Because honestly, those are usually the most interesting stories.